There is a huge perception these days that if you eat healthy, you are going to lose weight. And right now, I'm going to prove this wrong. Because in this video, I'm going to share with you the top 4 healthy foods that you shouldn't be eating if you want to lose body fat. If you start to implement these foods less into your diets, then I can promise you that losing weight is going to feel a whole lot easier. And this works because I've been teaching my clients this for years now, and we've got some incredible results along the way. With that being said, let's get into the video and head over to the link in my description if you would like a free fat loss guide to help you out further. So let's get into it. The 4 healthy foods that will ruin your fat loss. Now, the first thing is a disclaimer, really. And the only way to lose fat is with calories in and calories out, okay? We need to be in a calorie deficit to lose body fat. So these foods that I'm gonna mention alone are not necessarily gonna stop you from losing fat, but I'm gonna share the reasons why that I think you need to be careful while eating them, okay? Just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean that you're going to lose body fat, okay? It's the calories in and the calories out that is important. So these foods that I'm going to talk about can easily ruin your fat loss if you are eating them on a day-to-day basis without any consideration of how many calories you're consuming, okay? The first one, and the first thing we're going to talk about, is nuts and nut butters, okay? Nuts are super healthy, right? They're a really healthy food, okay? But the thing is, they're super high in calories. So just 20 grams of nuts on their own contain 117 calories. Now, this is a tiny, tiny, tiny portion, okay? Like minuscule portion of nuts. If you're on a diet with low calories, just think about how much this tiny portion of food is gonna fill you up. You need to remember that most diets fail because of hunger, okay? So when you grab a handful of nuts that you're about to eat out of the box just as a little snack, consider you're probably going to be eating more than 20 grams of this. You're probably going to be eating several hundred calories of nuts just from one handful that you put in and snack on through the day, okay? So this is something we need to watch out for. Now, before we continue with the next foods, I just want to say that the foods I'm talking about are high calorie dense foods, like the nuts that I've just talked about. Meaning, and what this means is you'll get a very small portion of food for a lot of calories. You need to consider this when losing weight because all diets will fail when people get hungry and willpower gives in, okay? As us humans, we only have so much willpower, okay? And if we are kind of eating in a certain way that is not helping us make our diets more sustainable and more filling, then a lot of people will fail at the first hurdle because they get too hungry and then willpower gives in and then they start eating everything in sight, okay? And then they start again the next week and it's a continuous cycle. So eating these foods that I'm going to mention regularly, you're going to find yourself very hungry when trying to diet because the volume and the portion size you get for the calories is going to be super, super small. So we should want to look to eat these foods less frequently if you want to make your fat loss feel easier, okay? Now, the second food is cooking oils. So, a nice virgin olive oil or, whatever they call it these days, it contains lots of healthy fats. It's a healthy source of fat, okay? But it also contains 125 calories per tablespoon, okay? If you are adding this into your cooking Monday through Friday, so, with your lunch and with your dinner, you add a splash of olive oil on the pan to cook your chicken or cook your beef, then that is an extra 1,250 calories you're adding into your diet without even realizing, right? If you swap this out for an extra 1,250 calories of real food through the week, I'm not saying it's not real food, but actual food that you can eat and chew and consume, then this is going to make you feel a lot fuller, isn't it? And if you're feeling fuller, you're going to be able to stick with your lower calories a lot easier, and it's going to help you with losing body fat. So this is one thing that people don't realize is the calories in oil, but as well as that, it's not going to be filling at all. You don't even notice the difference in volume of your food when you're cooking with oil or cooking without it. Swap it for a 1 calorie spray and you're going to be saving a lot of extra calories that you can eat with real food instead, or real in quotation marks. Yeah. The next thing is granola. Now, this is, your morning bowl of granola is considered a healthy breakfast these days, but just 30 grams of this is 141 calories. It's a terrible food for fat loss. Keep in mind, your morning bowl will contain more than the 100 grams. So when you get up in the morning and pour your bowl, you're not going to be pouring 30 grams of granola. I'm sorry. You're going to be pouring more like 100 grams of granola into your bowl to eat. And that 100 grams is 471 calories. And a lot of people don't realize this, because it's considered a healthy food. You eat this breakfast, you feel hungry a couple of hours later, and it will make your life incredibly difficult by eating this amount of granola every single day in your diet. Again, very small portion size for the amount of calories it gives you, which doesn't help you when losing weight at all. You're going to feel much more hungry through the day. Your cravings are going to be higher. Your willpower is going to give in eventually, and you're going to end up over consuming on calories. So I'm not saying don't eat granola, but what I'm saying is be careful the amount of times you consume this per week, because it is not going to be the most productive food to help you lose body fat and stick with a calorie target over time. The fourth and final thing, pasta. I get it. A lot of people consider pasta a healthy food. So, when you want to lose weight, for example, a lot of people will think, oh yeah, I've started eating pasta. I'm having chicken and pasta bowls for lunch and things like that. But pasta has around 371 calories per 100 grams. So when you cook it up, it isn't a big amount of food, 100 grams of pasta. It's quite a tiny portion. So again, when you have your plate of pasta for lunch or your bowl of pesto pasta in the evening, you're not having 100 grams. You're having a big portion of this to help fill you up, which will have a big portion of calories to come along with it. So in essence, you're going to be eating a lot more calories than you think you are. You think you're eating healthy. You think, oh, healthy is the way to lose weight, but you're actually eating a lot more calories than you think, which is helping you stay out of that calorie deficit and not helping you lose body fat over time because of the high calorie content. So these are my top 4 foods that are going to help you destroy your weight loss and your fat loss over time. If you've enjoyed this video, then drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, and I'll leave some more content at the top for you. But I'll catch you in the next one.